So I got an idea off of another YouTube builder. Jeff from Home Built Workshop had posted this a while back, and I ran across it and thought it was an incredible idea. One of the big issues I had in my last build, and I think I edited it out so it wasn't, clearly obvious that I made that mistake, but I did. When I was carving my neck, the bench vise that I had in my other room, I had kind of clamped the heel into the bench vise and then had started to shape the neck. The problem that I ran into, and didn't notice it until after I'd pretty much finished the shaping, was the screw on the bench vise had left an imprint in my fretboard, and I mean it was pretty deep, and I was nervous because the fretwork was already done, so there was no re-radiusing it and everything like that without ripping out the frets and redoing it all again. That would have sucked like a lot. So what I ended up going with was a little bit of a hybrid of tricks that I've seen guys do in the past. Of course, the first one being I put a hot water wet rag on it and put an iron over top of it to steam out the impression as much as I could, and then I sanded it down a little bit to get rid of it. So yeah, if any of you ever meet me someday and you're like, hey, can I play your first guitar? You're gonna be like, how come you only scalloped the 18th fret? Well, that's why. It's a little bit lower than the rest of the frets because of the fact that I had to get rid of that. So I was like, I need a better method of neck carving. So what I came up with after looking up several YouTube videos was this, which is, it's not exactly the one that he built, but it's very close. Basically what I got here, for the top, I have for the riser I guess, I have two 3/4 inch pieces of plywood and a 1/4 inch piece of plywood, sandwiched together and glued. This gives me about 1 3/4 of thickness here, and that's great for most necks. That'll be more than wide enough to support it. I then took a drum sander and not a drum sander, a drum dowel that goes into my drill, and used it to sand a bit of a radius into it so a neck sits nice and comfortably there and doesn't rock or anything like that. Okay, there's two 2-inch holes there, and those holes are there to facilitate clamping the neck, and they will accept your standard squeezy clamp. I think that's a technical term. And then I have an adjustable headstock support. It's got just a 3/4 inch dowel in the bottom, just like bench dogs. It's got a 3/4 inch dowel in the bottom. Yes, I had to redo it because the first time I drilled, I did not drill it square. So it was sitting at a funny angle. So yeah, it's been repaired, but it works. So there's that. It goes in either side. Okay, so then I can put my neck there. This supports the headstock. I can clamp it here. I can clamp it here, and now I have a good sturdy carving base. I can also turn these around if I want to get the clamps out of my way. Like if the little riser bar is hitting my arm and it's bugging me, I can turn them around and clamp the other direction. for the base, I just took a 2x6 and I pocket drilled and screwed the upright into the base, and I left a good 4.5 inch ear on either side that my Craig bench clamps, hold down clamps, can get a grip on it on either side, and that's pretty sturdy. I mean, that's taking my whole bench with it when I shake it, so it's not going anywhere. So that's a nice method of accomplishing this, because now even for the steep side angles, I've got plenty of room where I'm not hitting the bench as I'm doing this. Okay, it gets it up off the ground or off the bench a little bit for the lighter ones, so I don't gore my knuckles on the edge of the bench while I'm trying to do it. And I'm clamping over here on the heel or up here on the headstock, where I'm not going to be doing any of that rasping anyway. So the only thing that's going to be a challenge now is finding a place to hide it when I'm not carving a neck. So anyway, this will make my life a lot easier. I think I'm also going to make an end plate that's just going to be like a 3/8 inch plate that's got a dowel on it, and that one will be used for supporting straight headstocks like fenders, although I don't really care for fender headstocks. I'm probably not going to do a lot of fender headstocks, but I want it just in case I need it. So, alright, but anyway, there's that. I'm not ready to carve a neck yet, though. I haven't even done the frets yet, so but yeah, wanted to show you that. So that's what I've been working on while I've been off camera. I'm just going to scoot this off to the side for now. Now, we had a little bit of a oh crap when I was routing the neck and the fretboard together. Oh, one more thing I didn't talk about. I put a little piece of cork, a little strip of cork. So along the top, I put some cork, just sheet cork, glued it on there. Did the same thing on top of that for the support pad, so I'm not scratching up my fretboard or anything like that while I'm doing any shape, or my headstock while I'm shaping. Okay, so we had a little issue the last time when I was doing the routing, routing the fretboard to the neck radius. That little issue being the ebony chipped. Right as I was getting to the end of it, I was almost completely done and the ebony chipped. Which, needless to say, was kind of an oh crap moment, especially since the chip was pretty much demolished. So I've kind of been stressing about that for the last few weeks and stuff like that, and I asked Ben what I should do about it. It took him a little bit to get back to me, but he got back to me now, and he said that I can take a scrap piece of ebony and just glue in a piece to replace that. I just got to get it good and flat before I do it. But this was the offcut for the side of the fretboard, so I do have a little bit of ebony that I will be able to glue in there to get that little chip replaced. But first thing I'm going to have to do, I am going to have to chisel that flat, get it nice and smooth and flat. I wish I had a plane that would get in that little tiny spot, but I don't. So I'm going to have to go about it with a chisel very, very carefully, just to try and get that cleaned up. Now, Not sure which of these is my sharpest one, but
What about that little one that you got?
yeah, I might use that one yet. That one's awfully sharp. Let's see here. I just got a 1/4 incher from Ben. That's not quite as sharp, and the edge is not perfectly square. I got to square that up before I'm going to use that. And my itty bitsy teensy weensy one is, oh wait, no, this is the one that I just got from Ben, but it also needs a sharpen. So no, I think I'm going to try and go with this one. But really we're just trying to be real careful here. Just take a little bit to try and flush this, get it nice and smooth and flat.
So how much pressure are you putting?
None. Very, very little. Just enough to get it to move. Okay. I think I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper to that too, just to try and get that angle as tight as I can get it.
that take to dry?
Oh, it won't take very long. Alright, so while that's drying, I'm still going to have to shape it, get it to fit to the fretboard. Can you drag my garbage over here for now? This is... I like basketball as much as the next guy that hates basketball, but I don't really like trying to shoot across my bench here. I'm just not a fan of squeaky shoe round ball. I don't know what to tell you. So anyway, I did decide what I'm doing for pickups. So I got the hot rodded humbuckers from Seymour Duncan. So that's a JB in the bridge and a Jazz in the neck. I am a huge proponent of the Duncan distortions. I think I've probably mentioned that more than once in a video before. However, I have a couple of guitars that have the JB in the guitar, and the JB is a smoking pickup too. I love it. I've got the Kenny Hickey typo negative signature Schecter guitar, has got a JB in it, and man, that pickup is just a scorcher. I love it. So I think that is that's where I'm going with the pickups in this one. Also, I think the JB's a little more versatile than the distortion. I mean, the distortion's awesome if all you're going to do is metal, or hard rock, or heavier metal. But if you're looking to do anything, you know, less abrasively aggressive than that, it doesn't really, it's not the best pickup. All right. So, got a couple other fun things from Ben. I don't know if I'm going to use any of them on this build necessarily, but I got some of the penetrating finishing oil, because that's the only one I don't have. And a while back I was asking what a good way of going about finishing was, and he said if you hit it with that first and then the high build finishing oil over top of that, that's nice. So I got that, and then I got myself a set of mother of pearl inlays and the block inlays. I got the regular one and I got the offset ones for if you're using the Dremel base, which I also got the Dremel base, so I can start doing more fun inlays instead of dots. I like dots, but I like blocks better. So anyway, so I got that now too. I'm not sure how soon I'm going to implement that, and I don't think I'm doing that on my next build. Although I'm sure my brother would think it was cool if I did like a PRS Dragon inlay on his guitar. Yeah, there's having the tools and then there's having the talent. Tools I can get. Talent I need to work for. So, because I ain't there yet. Not by a long shot. I can do dots. Dots is easy. Use a drill for that. I say dots is easy, but then you saw the dots. So I had to build one of them up with super glue because I drilled it a little too deep. So nothing stupid proof if you're stupid enough. So anyway.
You're not stupid.
Okay. You're right.
You're still learning things.
That's true. Well, I could work on maybe trying to shape the headstock a little more while that's drying, as long as I don't bump it. My neck. No, that wouldn't help me anyway. I asked for a carver's mallet for Father's Day. So see, Sweet Tea, Borgonian Evolution, you guys, I totally listened to your input. You guys were both suggesting that. That's not a stupid idea. I went with it. I'm totally on board with you. I just don't have it yet. And I know some of you are probably sitting there saying, Jesus, you can buy that bandsaw and you can't buy a carver's mallet. If I don't give Mrs. Unit something to get me for Father's Day, then she gets mad at me. I can't get you anything. All you do is buy stuff for yourself, and then when it comes time to get you something, I can't get you anything because you already got it. Okay. So, I am avoiding buying that for myself. I asked for it for Father's Day, so Mrs. Unit could get it for me. Because I am not the easiest guy in the world to shop for.
No, you're not. When you need something, you just go buy it. It's really hard at Christmas. But your mallet should be here by Tuesday. But I don't know if you're going to have it until Father's Day.
Okay.
When did you say the guitar build-off starts?
Last month.
It started last month?
Yeah. I got till November 30th.
Procrastinating is not good.
I'm not procrastinating. I'm working on a guitar. I'm not going to just stop working on this one. Mostly because I'm not sure I'll remember where the hell I was when I come back to it in 6 months. Alright, well, that took care of a lot of the chewed up stuff, so now I think I can come over here and start trying to shape it a little more with my sander. That's a lot closer.
Very nice. How's that piece on the back?
It just broke off.
Can you fix it?
Pretty soon this whole thing's going to be fixed.
Well, at least you have the piece.
Ah! Shit, didn't need that skin anyway. No, they didn't super glue itself to the neck, it super glued itself to my freaking finger. Second attempt. Let's let that dry off first.
And what kind of paper is that again?
500 grit. And 800 grit. All right, well, I think I have it patched now. I don't know if it's 100% flawless, but it sure looks a hell of a lot better than it did. I don't know if you can see that, but you look right there, that's where the chip was, and it looks pretty clean now. I mean, being this close to it, I can see it, but by the time I back up to about right there, I don't notice it anymore. Standing at a distance, definitely not going to notice it. So I got that fixed, which was a bit of a time-consuming event here. I had a buddy of mine stop by that I haven't seen in several years, a co-worker I used to work with, so that was cool. So I didn't get a whole lot done on it today, but I do have the headstock shaped now, with the exception of a couple of little spindly tendrils here that are gonna have to go away in the final sanding. And I got the chip fixed, so I think that's going to probably cover it for today. I got other things going on tonight, holiday weekend and all. But yeah, we will come back and proceed with this probably tomorrow. I'll probably get out here for a little bit again tomorrow to work on it, because I didn't get as much done today as I wanted to. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of My Madness. Click like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.